Hey guys, Footy Manager TV here, and welcome to episode number 2 of my Arsenal Football Manager 2016 Let's Play. Thank you for the great response to the first episode, all your comments as well. I try to read them all, even though there's over 100 usually when I start a new series, which is really cool to read all the comments from you guys, and I try to respond to a lot of comments, generally asking questions or comments I feel I should reply to. I generally do, so hope you guys like that as well, because that's part of it in my opinion. And before I get into this second episode, something I really want to talk about is my plans for this series. Like, sometimes people talk about how many seasons do you want to play this. I don't really want to put a promise out there of how many seasons I want to play. It's more so the goals I want to achieve, and you'll see that, and I'll talk about it over the course. Obviously, the go-to is winning Champions League, but it's more so just becoming a dominant force and becoming a really amazing team and just having a really amazing time at Arsenal with a lot of achievements. That's in short what I plan to do. And when I feel, it's always a gut feel. You know when you've achieved all you can at a certain club, and then it's time to move on. It's just that gut feel when it's time to move on. So I don't want to put that kind of limit on it or expectations to play like 5 or 6 seasons or something like that. I know I'll know when the time is up, but that's far away. But I just want to let you guys know that. So now we'll be getting into a lot of stuff. First episode, we're just kind of meeting the squad and introducing like the new game, getting into Arsenal and everything like that. But I've set up, well, not really set up, it's a tactic Arsenal is kind of familiar with. It's like a 4-2-3-1, really simple, and this is where I'm going to change things. You're going to see this in this series. I hope to play that way anyway, where I'm going to adjust the tactics a lot during the game and everything like that, and get really involved, and hopefully that will show in the results as well. Really, hopefully, managed well. I've managed well as a manager during the games and get results. And I really want to aim, I know it may be hard, but I want to try and win the title this season. I reckon there's a chance, depending on the signings I make. I talked about it in the first episode of this series. I really like Arsenal's age, like the age of the players in the first team squad. It's really balanced of young players with guys hitting their peak, that are in their peak, and some experienced lads as well. In defense, you got Per Mertesacker, maybe in midfield, when they come on, when they're playing anyway, Flamini, Arteta, if they're still going to remain at the club, of course. Maybe guys like Arteta and Flamini, maybe they're getting past it, and they could be guys you want to sell, but also it could be experience you need at the club. So that's what you got to take into account as well, and that's what maybe I'm going to think about if I was going to sell them or not. So yeah, this is basically just a simple tactic to start with. I'll just go through it quickly. We're playing Oliver Giroud. I was going to say centre forward because CF, or complete forward. That's the role he's going to play. His probably best role is target man when you judge off his attributes and what it says in the game. But I feel complete forward is just more it's more a dangerous kind of role, in my opinion, in my experience as well. I don't really like using target men, and generally, like it says here, target men, generally it should be to partner with another striker. Just because of using one striker, generally, target men aren't the best. They're generally better, in my experience, when they're partnered with another guy up front. So a complete forward, and considering maybe another striker I will be signing. And don't forget, we still got Danny Welbeck, but he's out. He's injured. He's going to be out for 7 to 8 months. So that's big injury that we have. And a complete forward is one of his better roles. You go here, you go attack. He's got some nice attributes. Maybe apart from long shots, you take that out of the equation, and he's still got potential in him as well. But that's it. He's almost going to be a year out. He's going to be 25 even before he gets back, and his potential may, well, not decrease. Potential can't actually decrease in Football Manager, but his chance of reaching his potential, is probably going to lower. And then our wingers, I thought I'm going to put the inside forwards on support, because if I had them on attack, all 4 attacking players I would have had on attack role and no support. So I thought, yeah, we should have that because Mesut Ozil going to be playing advanced playmaker most of the time, and you see the attack role. He's just better. If you compare the attributes, you can see advanced playmaker on support there, but if you put attack there, it's a couple other of his higher attributes like dribbling, and then there's a few others in the mentals for the attacking role instead. So I personally feel that's the best move. And then deep line playmaker Aaron Ramsey, and then that second centre mid that's going to be more defensive, Francis Coquelin. I reckon he's going to come in and start in that role. It's basically the first season, especially that I've managed Arsenal, that he's going to be a starting player. He's always a guy that's been on the rotation system or out on loan for me in the past. This is the first season right away, and he deserves it as well. He's a quality player now in real life. He's really good. He's really good, and now he's going to be a keeper for me instead of a player. Like I said in the past, when I've done Arsenal saves, he's a guy that's probably eventually left, but especially with his age, it doesn't say in his potential, potential same as current ability, but still, he could probably increase a little bit in his ability, and we'll try and develop into the player that he could be for us. And then the back four, and he's playing the ball winning midfielder on defend to win the ball back. That's going to be his role. Very simple role for him, but hopefully, he'll be able to play it well. And the fullbacks will be on automatic for now because, like Debuchy, just for example, he's got a better rating as automatic than on any of the others, defense, support, or attack. So I'm going to leave it on automatic, and obviously that will change when I go more defensive. Say if I'm winning and I want to go defensive, like last 10 minutes of the game, last 15 minutes of the game, the fullbacks will go more defensive. So it's really good, and especially when Debuchy is actually better at that role, it will just suit it more. But one guy I want to talk about is Hector Bellerin. I'm so excited about this guy, 20 pace. I talked about him first episode, and even on Twitter as well, I said he looks sexy with that pace and the Wonder Kid description. Wonder Kid basically means he has high potential in the game. I'm really excited to develop this guy. He's really high value, almost 20 million for only 20 years old. That is crazy. He's going to be a superstar for us. Bombing down that right flank, and again using the inside forwards, cutting in, allowing those fullbacks to get forward. The left backs again is an interesting situation. Nacho Monreal. He's really come on really well for Arsenal in real life. He's a strong left back. I'm going to use him for now, but in my opinion, we're going to need someone coming through because he's going to be 30. When is he turning 30? In February. So he's going to be 30, and then we have Kieran Gibbs, who I don't think is quality enough, but I really don't want to let go of too many players in the first season, and especially as he's English as well. I do want to do that. I want to keep a core of English players in the team, and we do have those when you look at the squad. Well, we've got Aaron Ramsey. He is Welsh, or just UK players in general, but then we've got the Ox as well. We've got Walcott. We've got those kind of types, but I want to add more depth. Callum Chambers as well, who's actually interested from Chelsea and Man City. Only minor interest, but he's one guy that's going to be crucial for us. I don't plan to sell him, especially to a rival. And also, I've updated... I've just changed the colours of the attributes. I'm sure you would have noticed. Just gone Oxlade-Chamberlain. I just feel they stand out a bit more with these different colours, with the yellow for the really good attributes. So hopefully, you'll like that and not think it's bad. But to me, it looks better in my view. So hope you guys like that anyway. So that's basically on the formation, apart from, I got the team shape I didn't actually change. I'm not sure flexible or fluid, if I should change it. I think fluid... I feel as though fluid would suit us more. We want to play a creative game, controlling game as well, but higher tempo. I'll go through. I really like the team instructions. It's just a graphical change. All of these options were basically there in the previous game, but it's how it looks graphically is excellent. So we're going to be playing higher tempo, and you can just change it nicely like that, which is excellent. Take a breather. You could select that if you want, but we're not going to select that. We're going to be playing on a higher tempo. We want to play a shorter passing game, but high tempo at the same time. A team that's going to be really hard to defend against, and keep the opponents guessing and making them tired as well. So if we haven't scored, it probably increases the chance we'll score in the second half. while the other team's getting tired if we're working them hard. So time wasting fairly rarely. Don't want to be wasting time. The width, play more narrow, like short passes through the middle. It just all goes well together there. We're playing fluid, playing a higher tempo. The width will be narrow, and you'll see somewhere else where shorter passing as well. But in the defense, we're just going to do... I'm leaving the defense normal. I'm not going to play a high line or dropping deeper or anything like that just yet. Just going to leave the defensive line normal, see how we go there. Closing down, I'm going to put more. Just, again, applying the pressure on the team. Prevent the sure goalkeeper distribution. Use tighter marking. Got to mark tighter on the players, of course. Stay on feet for tackling. Don't want to get stuck in. Could give away cards. And yeah, I just like when my defenders stay on their feet as well. And when you defend as a team, stay on your feet, don't go to grounds, play out of defense. So that's going to go with the shorter passing. The next part, pass into space. I want to be maintaining possession, pass to feet. I was going to think about exploit the middle, but again, I'll just leave as is for now. Just play out of defense, and we'll see how we go. I don't want to be I know we're doing the direct passing and kind of through the middle a bit, or shorter passing. I mean through the middle. That's what I mean by direct. Exploiting it, playing narrow, but we'll leave that for now. I was thinking about doing it, but again, it says to take advantage of an opposition weakness. So maybe we could exploit one flank if I notice a weakness in a team. So that's what we're doing there. Shorter passing, retain possession. I forgot to click on that. I'm not to retain possession. It depends. I think we can do that earlier in the game, but if we haven't scored, I think later in the game we'll take that off. That's what I mean. Like I said before, you got to adjust a lot of things during games. You can't just... it's not like the past where you can just have a good tactic and you just leave it and win games. Not really like that. You got to get really involved tactically, and that's what hopefully I'll be able to do. Creative freedom, again, I haven't... because you could be more expressive. It's outside of the confines of the tactical setup. Already our creative players are going to be creative. We don't want anyone else going too much out of their comfort zone. And also in the attack now, the final third, we'll look for the overlap. Again, I already talked about that, and work the ball into the box. Mixed crosses. It's hard because we've got... This is one where we got to look, because we're probably not going to cross a lot because with inside forwards, but with Giroud good in the air. But that's what I mean. When we play someone else as a striker, if we sign another striker that's not that tall, maybe we don't want to float crosses. But for now we will, because we've got Giroud who's good at headers. And run at defense and dribble less. I haven't clicked any of those. Again, run at defense. The players that are out wide are going to do that anyway. So we're going to leave that for now. And I don't want too much team instructions. That's already 12. So I think that's enough. So that's going to be the tactic side of the video. Got that all set up. And now I just want to kind of update you on a few things. We'll go to staff for a second here. And there's a lot of stuff. I like my videos to be in depth as well, and I like to show a lot of stuff I'll do. So I hope you guys like that. Longer videos and basically showcasing everything that Football Manager is, what I do starting my save. It's good for the first series as well. So here we'll go into the backroom advice. Arsene Wenger, of course, he's the director of football, which I think is absolutely amazing. He's got great judging player ability and potential, some other nice attributes as well. And I've actually chose him to handle the kind of preseason friendlies. And he can... That's pretty good to have him, like a guy who's a pretty good manager, and he's just gonna control the team. And he does like to use younger players, so there's probably a high chance of him using younger players in the friendly games in the build up to the season. And isn't it funny that he advises scouting Gonzalo Higuain? There's rumors he was gonna sign in real life, kind of. He's an interesting one because I generally, this is my kind of players I like to sign in Football Manager. I'll talk about here. Not quite Higuain, because he's a bit older. He's 27. Of course, not too old, like he's going to decline right away or anything. I like to sign maybe guys that are in between 20, or for the first team anyway, maybe in between 20 and 25, because then I know, especially maybe 20 and 24, because I know they're only going to be getting better. So it's an interesting one, but there's no doubt he's a good striker, but his value, 33.5 million. I feel the values are really high. Maybe that's why the budget is, like I thought, 63 million. That's a lot. That's a lot, almost 64. So, but yeah, the values of players, I guess it's a deserve. Higuain, one of the better strikers in the world, knows how to find the back of the net. Pretty quick as well, 16 pace. So he's one of the guys on my radar. And I don't want to be kind of going down that direction of just signing a high potential guy. Of course, I'm going to sign those kind of players, but not using the majority of the budget. First and foremost, I want to get first team players in, and those guys, yeah, we'll just see young potentials. Of course, everyone gets really excited about potentials, but you want to get players in that's going to get the job done right away, and I think that will be the difference between me and Arsene Wenger. I really want to get great first team players in as well. And if you're not really new to my videos and you've watched them for a long time, usually meetings and press conferences and everything like that I skip, but now I'm going to do everything in my videos until it gets boring, if it ever gets to that stage. If we go to responsibilities, I've got all these set up. That's something more I'll talk about, that Andres Jonker. He's not really a good head of youth development, so we're going to let go of him. But first team, I'm going to be handling everything. Yeah, normally team talks and opposition instructions I do, unless I have a really good assistant manager who can have good tactical knowledge and everything like that. Maybe I'll put them for the opposition instructions. Sometimes I do that. But I'll do the press conferences, tunnel interviews, and like I said, Arsene Wenger is going to handle the friendly matches and the player search advice. I feel it's such a good feeling I can have Arsene Wenger assisting me with some things, and I think it's a great opportunity to keep him at the club. Really good. And coach report advice. Can we choose Arsene Wenger? We can't choose. Someone suggested I choose Arsene Wenger for that because he's going to have good judgment, but I can't actually choose him, which is annoying. But Steve Bold I think he's got like 14 and 15 for judging ability and potential. It's good enough. It's good enough. So that's what I wanted to show you there with Arsene Wenger. But now, and with the team meetings and everything like that, press conferences, I'm going to do it all. So hopefully you'll like that, and I suppose it'll add to the story as well. It will add to the length of my videos, but I hope you enjoy the long episodes. That's my really style and being in depth with my videos, I suppose. So here we're going to attend the meeting and see what they have to say. So, here comes Stan, the owner of Arsenal. He says, "Hi, Footy Manager TV. Welcome to the Gunners. I'd like to take a few minutes of your time to welcome you to the club before handing over to your assistant manager, who is going to discuss staff responsibilities with you. I also want to assure you that you have the full backing of the board, and we wouldn't have hired you if we didn't feel that you were the right person to propel the club forward." And that's what I want to do. I want to take the club forward to the next step, winning titles. We need to get Arsenal back to doing that. So here we'll say, great, let's get this meeting started. I'm really looking forward to working with the club and achieving big things. I also appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule to welcome me in person. So we'll say that. So what's next up? It says Arsenal are obviously a club with a lot of history. The fans really appreciate it when a newly appointed manager has taken time to increase their knowledge of the club. So it's still fairly similar stuff, as I'll say. I don't really want to get into that kind of stuff right now. I just want to say, no, it's okay. I'm ready for the club's history. I researched it before accepting the job. Here, Stan says, we mentioned when you joined the club that we would give you the chance to let Arsene Wenger go as part of the new regime. Have you made a decision? Yes, I've given it some consideration and I've decided that I want to take the club in a fresh direction. No, I don't want to release him. Have you been hearing what I've been talking about, Stan? I want him. I think it's an amazing thing to keep him. Having him around is a massive positive for everybody. That's exactly what I talked about. So next up, and this is what I mean with the tactics as well. This is the way I like to play, so it suits it. It helps me keep my job as well, playing this football, because that's what they want. They want to play possession football, play attacking football, develop players using the use. That's exactly my style. All of those things. I like to play attacking and possession football, and I like using young guys. I like developing through the youth, so that's perfect for me. And I don't feel a meeting is required. That's what I want to be a part of. It's traditional to hold a press conference when signing a new manager. Would you like to set us one, or would you like us to set one up for you in the next day or so? Yes, we can do that. Okay, thanks for answering my questions. I'm now going to hand the meeting over to your assistant manager, who's got a few things to talk to you about. And so it also says, on a final note, the club has many responsibilities which can either be handled by yourself or other members of staff. Feel free to adjust the staff responsibilities within the club as you see fit, which I've already done a little bit. Okay, thanks. Let's delay the meet. No, I'll do it now. Yeah, thanks again. Thanks for the introduction. Let's go. And Steve Bould comes in right now. He says, "Hi, Footy Manager TV. I'm Steve Bould, your assistant manager. I've got some questions to ask you regarding the day-to-day running of the team. Firstly, before we talk about team policies, do you wish or do you want to arrange an intra-squad friendly for tomorrow to allow you to assess the players in both squads?" Usually I just accept that. Yeah, that's a good idea, and roll on. Intra-clubs friendly. Origin report. Yep, that will sound nice. Some things I'm trying to skip through saying, so it doesn't just spend a lot of time. I'll just say yes, please, with that. What's this one? A meeting with the rest of the staff. I think this is enough meetings for now. Because I want to get into it a bit. I don't want to be it's wasting time when I could be signing players. Make board requests. Sometimes I like to do these. One I like to do is, where are we? What's networking? Affiliate club. This is something I like to do to increase the profile in another country. I'm not sure how many people do this, but I always try and do it right away. Try and get one in Japan or something like that, China, or even US, to try and just get more sales of like merchandising and everything like that. So I think that's normal. Can we do something else as well? Transfer budget's pretty solid. They probably wouldn't accept it right now, like to increase it. I wouldn't want to get into that right now. Networking, improve youth recruitment. That's something really important, and they should listen to that. Improve the quality of players entering our youth team. You haven't been with us for very long. You should work with what you have for now, okay? Stan, he holds firm. Okay, I'll accept that. But yeah, like I said, he's holding firm and doesn't... I just thought, in the past that will happen. Like a team like Arsenal with those expectations and requirements, they usually accept like improving of the youth kind of stuff. So yeah, that takes me back a little bit. Okay, so now we've got that report we talked about, team report. Steve Bould has given us now. So team report just says, presents statistics on goals, analysing tactics, breakdowns, trends, and identifying strengths and weaknesses. So yeah, that's very in-depth there. Apparently Sanchez, he's our best player. I can't argue. I could put another few players up for that debate, but you can't argue with Sanchez being best player of the club. So we'll see our team report, and this is how it's looking. It's nothing out of the ordinary, what you haven't seen before. It's just reports on the players, like who's the best players for position. So you can take a quick look at that. But strikers is immediately, like you look at this is a good way to almost analyze what signings you need to make, really. And you can see how many players you have in the positions. Even centre-back. I feel we need another centre-back. So in terms of signings, I want to go for a striker, like first-team signings. Striker and a centre-back for first-team signings. And yeah, we'll get a bit more in-depth. But striker first and foremost. Because Theo Walcott is not really... He's natural as a striker, I know. He's quick. But I think even as a winger, though, we're playing inside forward. He's not really... he's better as a winger, like with the pace. But his crossing's only 12. So it's interesting with Walcott. For me, he'd be decent as a striker in a different role. If you play striker, complete forward, maybe it's up there. But I feel he's more of a poacher, and he's got that pace and that finishing, like 15 finishing on a guy with his pace is pretty decent. And Danny Welbeck injured for the majority of the season, but even when he comes back, well, if he does develop into that 4-star player, probably going to be good enough for the first team, but we've got to focus on the first season. So that's what we're going to do. We've got to make a signing. We've got to meet our staff. We already did that. Search for affiliate club. So at least that one got accepted. But over the course, I do want to improve the youth recruitment. So next up, we are just... I'll give you an update of the training, and then we'll go and try and make some transfers. So I do want to... I'm not sure if we're able to tie up transfers in this episode, but I do want to get pretty deep into it. I know, this video has gone a decent amount already, but time gets away from you with Football Manager. There's so much stuff. The training. Team cohesion, high, and match tactics. We're just training our tactic right now. So that's what I usually do. Different people do it differently. I suppose. But that's just Football Manager. And just quick how I've set this up. I've got some players training on some individual attributes I feel they need improving. Some players just working on the position. Some players working on the role. Just experimenting early days in FM16, see what works. I just did auto assign. I asked the assistant to assign. I took myself off the training. Should I use myself? Because I've got some decent stats, but I kind of want to just sign my own coaches. But yeah, if you look, I've got some decent, I gave myself some decent coaching stats. So I want to sign some other guys though, which I will do, but I won't do it immediately. Right now, we've got to focus on signings in the first team and that kind of stuff, apart from one. Usually this is one of the earliest things I check as well. We've got scouts, everything like that. What we will be going to is the coaching team. It's the head of youth development, Andreas Jonker. I just feel he's not good enough. For me, head of youth development, the biggest job is the regen youth intake. And for me, the judging playability and potential, obviously potential, you want to be a high potential player, but judging playability will judge whether, these intake, the regens you get in the intake, how good they are initially, like how good their current ability is. You could have a high potential, but if their current ability is pretty good as well, it's going to, be a good chance they're going to develop into a good player. So, because it'll be closest to becoming a first-team player if they're like decent current ability. So, that's just not simply good enough. He's got good working with youngsters, but unfortunately, just mutual termination because, he's just not the kind of guy I'm looking for. It's 4.2 million, so that's decent money, but I still have to go with that because if you go into youth intake with him, the chances are we're not gonna get like a first-team player for the future. So we're gonna have to let him go. It's big money, 4.2 million, but we've got a big budget or just a big overall balance. I don't think it will come out of the transfer budget, when you kind of release someone, and we've got a big balance already. So it's good to put that in place, and I'm pretty sure I'm trying to make sure I've showed you everything I've done up until now, like the training, and we can kind of, go into hopefully making some transfers now. But before I do that is, replace him. I can't forget. There's so much things to do. I can't forget one of the main things to replace him. Staff role, here we go. And we'll go into head of youth development. And we shall look for mental attributes and judging potential. Generally, I'd like to sign a guy that's not already at another team. But there's an opportunity to sign Riccardo Piccini from Sampdoria. He's 2020. He seems to be the only one with that. Would he want to join? And he's only 40 as well. I like that, 40. But for me, he's perfect. And his other decent attribute, working with youngsters. And because he's only 40 for a head of youth development, that's really young. So he could, improve that. But two of the key ones, ability and potential, that's for, like I said, it's the biggest job. It's for youth, the youth intakes. That's the biggest job. So we'll give him a bit of, okay, this is different. Winning Champions League, I'll just up that to about 75k, because that probably won't happen for a while. So, where are we? Where's the wage? Here we are. It's just, everything's new. It's all set out differently. I like it like this, though. Just got to figure out where everything is. But, I like it. I like how it's set up. And we'll go finalize deal and exit talks. And I think this default skin, I reckon this is the first time I've actually really liked the default skin. Last year it was acceptable, but I always ended up downloading a new one. But this one, I could roll with it, roll with this skin and be completely fine with it. But next up we'll just continue and we'll see if we can make some transfers. But first here, it's time to choose the season expectations. You can read all that there. Is there anything important? No, it's just, pretty simple stuff. Choosing our expectations. Again, this is something different as well. Just these little updates is pretty nice to see. So, I like leaving all the minimum expectations because we don't need to get, say if we reach semi-final of competition of Champions League, it's only extra 2 million or something like that. Even win the league. What is it? Well, extra 7 million, but I don't feel, I don't want to give myself expectations. That's like a higher chance of myself getting fired. So give ourselves the minimum expectations because we've already got a decent budget as well. And this video's already almost gone 30 minutes. So I think we're going to have to, I'm going to make some moves for players, but the next episode is when we're really going to get in depth because, I don't want to, too far over 30 minutes. No more than 40 minutes in episodes, definitely. But generally, when we get into the season, they'll be around. I'll play 2 games live. That's kind of my style, and they'll be around 25 minutes, 25 minutes. So yeah, lengthy videos. That's kind of my style. So I hope you get used to my style of videos as well, and not really compare to other people, because yeah, this is my style, being really in depth, and I hope the majority of you guys like that. But again, we have another meeting. So all these meetings and conferences, there's something else that takes up time as well. But yeah, I want to involve them. So we'll hold a team meeting, and hopefully this does go to plan. So I want to kind of think the manager. I want to be here passionate. I want to be passionate. I want to take the opportunity to introduce myself to you as the new manager. And I like kind of to say things in a way to get good reactions. I'm really big about that. I like saying things to get good reactions from my team. So yeah, happy with new manager. Mikel Arteta says, welcome. I hope as a team we can go on to achieve great things under your management. So we'll say passionately, I'm very positive about our chances. We can qualify for because yeah, sometimes when you just say that, some people think you're not being enough. Well, the players think you're not being ambitious enough. But title, maybe you might be out of the reach. So I'll say Champions League. See, I will take that, like a lot of good reactions, and maybe a couple get bad. I'll just say assertive. I'm just managing expectations. There's no point in me telling you. No, I'll just say that one again. I've got nothing to add. I think that's the sort of overall reaction I was hoping for. Although I respect those of you that don't agree with me. Yeah, I like that option to say. So as a whole, that's positive reactions for the majority of the squad. So I'm really happy with that. A nice talk, lads, there. So guys, before I just went to get a few scout reports on quite a few players here that you see there's like 24 in the inboxes. I just want to get a decent amount of guys that I could potentially sign, whether it be now or in the future, we'll see. But one striker on my radar is Alvaro Morata. Add him to the shortlist, most definitely, even though he was already there, because I have it after I scout him, he automatically goes there. Good judging from Steve Rowley, so he's just a... But this is like, when you get a guy like this, it's like, it's really permanent. Like, it's like, he's the guy you're going for, and that's it. Bang, we go for Alvaro Morata, who's... I do like the look of him. He's got potential to be a star. For me, he's a perfect kind of role, like the player we need, like complete forward. That's his best role as well. That's the striker we need. I just feel he's the best option to go for. So it's like I said, it's really permanent. It's like, it's a really big decision, because that's the main striker you go for, and then it really takes anyone out. Like Higuain, show you before, Arsene Wenger thinks we should sign him, but it's really permanent, and I think we should go for him right now. And there's Andre Silva as well. He's kind of another type, but we got to go for someone who is that just right on quality, you know what I mean? Really, really good. So I think we're going to have to go. Estimated cost is probably going to be 40 million. If you go in between there, it's big money. It's big money, but we'll hopefully go in for a first negotiation. Everything is new here, so we're going to have to see. And the problem is, the squad must have at least 8 players trained by a club in England. But yeah, like, that's a team how it is in real life, so we should be able to deal with it. Like adding maybe players in the under 21s or something, but we'll see how that goes. 27. What we're going to do here? What are we going to do? We're going to put an initial bid. Let's put an initial bid of 30 million and see what they will suggest terms. See what they come back with. 57 million. Okay. Let's change it because we've got a big budget. I wouldn't mind spending the bulk of it. Instead of, doing like over 24 months, 12 months, those kind of stuff. Because we've got the budget. And then we won't have to worry about ourselves losing money or having to pay players in the future. Even though it seems like a good thing over like 12 months, 24 months, or even up to 48 months, some people do. It's good to get out of the way when you already have the budget, I suppose. 33 million. Whew. They offered more. 54 this time. Okay, let's do 38 million. It's big. No. Is that it? An offer will be needed to make for further consideration. We'll put in 40 million there. Looks like early. making offers is not going to be easy, like for bigger players. Andre Silva, he's a guy that's going to be on my short list as well. He's got okay potential. But probably not absolute world class. This Malcolm guy is. He's more of a winger, I suppose. He's natural as a striker, natural as a winger. He's got very good potential. His value is pretty cheap. Value's pretty cheap. And you can see he's got no intention. Okay, from Corinthians. Why not? I suppose at some point he would. But yeah, he's just one guy on my radar. Gabbiadini's another guy I could potentially make an offer for. It's interesting. We try to make an offer for Morata. Gabbiadini could be available at a cheaper price. Would he be as good as him? He's still got pretty good potential. And he'd be cheaper. He's a leading player for most Premier League sides. And where's his potential? Where does his potential lie? We'd say could improve significantly. He's Italian. Could he suit the setup? Again, complete forward. You go, the attacking attributes, it would suit him. Or he would suit us, more specifically. And I've had good experience with him in Football Manager in the past. He's a good striker. Let's try and make the offer, because the one with the Morata, that didn't really go to plan. So let's try and put in 20... Maybe you have to put a good offer in right away. 23 million. What's the recommended for him again? Oh, that's like... that could just really get accepted almost right away. Maybe I'll put 22. Or 21 and a half. 21 and a half. Ooh, 27. Maybe we'll go that... 23. Okay, they're adding some bonuses. Here. Percentage of profit. I don't mind profit being in there, because when you sign a guy like him, I won't really intend to sell him. So, and that is like, you can't take that out. And generally, 20% profit is not really going to be much if I ever do sell him. Because, yeah, if I sell him for a profit as well. Minimum league goals, 10 goals. I'm not sure if I want to put it... I guess if instead of putting extra on the fee, you put after league appearances. Like, he's probably going to play games. He is going to play games for sure. He'll eventually get to that 50 games. So I'll remove that from the negotiation. And maybe minimum league goals when he gets this. When he gets 30 league goals, then we'll put in a bigger price. We'll put in like 4 million. 4 million for that. Because once he scores 30 goals for us, we'll know he's a kind of really good first team player. We'll suggest terms. And Napoli are prepared to accept the latest offer for Manolo Gabbiadini and are relieved to have drawn these negotiations to a close. And there we go. It's just, yeah, we make the offer now. And then we'll start negotiations. That's very, very quick. So all these other guys we're going to be scouting. There's... Because I talked about signing cheap players as well. Interesting compensation for Diakate, 875k. He's valued at only 170k, and he's got some very nice initial attributes, like really, really well-rounded. He's a guy you can just get approached to sign, and compensation under $1 million. He's a guy he's pretty small, judging off his height and weight. Obviously not from the same country. He is from... what's that country? Is that Senegal? But I feel he could be in the Yaya Toure mold. He could be really beastly in his physicals once he develops. So we'll approach to sign him. Just get a young player. Hopefully, just give him everything he wants there. We'll just give him 5k. Hopefully, he'll accept that. Appearance fee. We'll make that a bit higher. Because obviously he won't play right away. Yearly wage rise. I'll leave it at 20%. Winning the Champions League, obviously, we'll maybe just increase that to 62. That's going to be a hard achievement. And once he becomes a first-team regular, like after 10 games, maybe we'll bump up his wage to just a bit more than he's requesting. 18k, because I really want to sign this guy up. He's got great potential in him. And hopefully, he can be a good player for us. I hope we can sign him. What's his negatives, though? What's his cons? He would probably fail to gain a work. I hope that's not the case. I really hope not. Because he's got great potential. I hope he just doesn't turn out to be one of those, and he ends up going to another team, and then he ends up being a really high valued player. Then you have to pay really big money for him. I hope not, because He's a great player. And I'm just scouting these other guys, Matthias Pereira. There's actually two Matthias Pereiras with decent potential. Lincoln as well. I'm just going to go through this way. If any of these guys you think will be a good signing, I'm not really clicking on to make offers. Christopher Aja, I actually signed him with Manchester United in FM15. He didn't end up, obviously I played for a few seasons, but didn't quite end up breaking through. Bernardo Silva is one guy I have my eyes on. I want to sign at some point, but has no interest in joining at the minute. Jose Mauri, no, there's a lot of players. There's like no interest in joining. Gnu Kuri, I suppose if that guy doesn't go through, we could go for this guy. Does he have a work permit problem? Would he have it? He would probably... there's a couple of beastly African players, defensive midfield type, centre mid types, but there's a chance they could fail in the work permit. Very annoying. João Nunes, he's a centre-back. I'll talk about maybe we need another centre-back. I'll just show you his attributes for a second. He's 19. Those are the attributes. Looks decent. Rugani is another. If we go for a first team, he's a wonder kid as well. DeMarco, if I talk about a future left-back, I talked about before, we might need that. Parslack, a right-back. Thiago Ruiz Diaz, he's actually someone I really want to make a move for. He's got good determination. It's 20, so that's definitely good. He's got really good potential. But again, he's another that would probably fail to gain a work permit. And you could approach to sign him. So what's up with all of that? I don't know. So we're chasing Morata. Arsenal looking to the Italian star. We may have to go for Gabbiadini if Morata, they're really demanding too much for him. Arsenal after Sporting CP youngster. So there's a lot of rumours right now that are happening. Training camp squad will respond to that and we'll just auto select. So confirm, yes, and meet the media. So I'll finish this. This will probably be my last piece of action for this episode because we'll be probably pushing towards 40 minutes now at a guess. So a lot of stuff going on right now. Hopefully, next episode will be more transfers based. This is more about the tactic and everything like that. So, and looking for some players at least. So, the ambitions, absolutely. I'll just agree with that. I'm happy. I'll just say all those expecting kind of stuffs. I'm only 24 and getting to Football Manager. Where I'm going to say assertively on one. There's something none of us will know until a few... No, I don't think age is important. Your playing career was a huge success. Was it? I didn't realize that. I believe it will. I won't read everything because you can read that yourself or just kind of choose the answers. And you manage... Oh, what am I going to do? I'll say calmly. I don't think there's much point of discussing that. You are, of course, replacing Arsene Wenger in Arsenal hot seat as he moves upstairs to become director of football. I think it's absolute honour, to replace a manager of his quality. Do you have any fears of him interfering? Leave your comments. Do you think Arsene Wenger's going to interfere? Oh, no. We're going to see. I'll say assertively, Arsene has a place at this club forever, but he'll be the first to tell you that I'm in charge now. Me, not him. Oh, I have to say this for sure. He's fantastic. I've praised him already for this role, for director of football. Arsene Wenger for that. Perfect. Do you feel the pressure? I'll just say I don't want to discuss that right now. I want every player to know they can come to me with anything. There's a lot of questions here, man. It's often said that different managers favour different competitions. Premier League. For now, it's my main focus. On the off chance that any agents read your comments say, is there a particular area of the squad which you're looking to strengthen in the future? Well, I won't lie. I'm going to say assertively, and I'm going to say attack. And hopefully that means strikers and not really wingers. Hopefully they take it that way. So, that's it for this episode. Hopefully, leave in your comments anyway. Are you liking these longer episodes? But either way, that's how I like to record my Football Manager videos. I don't really like to skip past a lot of things. I like to document the majority of things that happen in my videos, and hopefully you can see it that way. And hopefully you have the time to watch my videos, but you should see a lot of videos coming out. So, don't be worried of that I won't get into the league quick or anything like that. Videos will be coming, thick and fast for you guys to watch. So, drop a like if you would like to see another episode in this series later today. And I'll see you guys in the very next one.